Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Spot, back again. Today I am answering a question that I received on my last video where I showed off the cool SMS pop-up application. A gentleman had a question about my clock as well as my lock screen. So I figured it'd be easier to show in here, real quick video, show you guys how to get it. Not difficult. And I'm going to use the pin here so hopefully my fingers stay out of the way, and hopefully my big head will stay out of the way as well. But you know, I got to lean in sometimes to see what I'm doing. Normally I would edit all that out, but I feel like you guys understand, so I don't need to do that. But as far as my clock, this is a custom clock that I created using an application called widgets. And as always, guys, links down below for all of these apps where you can find them over the Play Store. But this application is where you can create custom widgets. If you've ever used the application UCW, it's the same thing. You create layers upon layers of what you want. See, like that is, I just created that hour widget there, and then here is the minutes, and then we have the month that it's currently, and then you have the date, which I didn't get that one. There we go. So, and it's got a nice little drop shadow, and you can completely customize this, whatever font you want, colors, shape, size. This application is really awesome and very versatile. It's kind of complicated though, but I did make a video on my other channel, and I'll put a link down below showing how to create these things, how to use this application. So that is what this custom clock is. Now, if you don't want to go through all that, there are other apps, clock apps that you can get. This one is called Clock Q, and it's right there. And this one you can create or you can customize the clock that you want. You can change the clock font here. There's lots of different ones to choose from, and to get a different look that kind of looks similar to the one I had earlier, my other clock. You can change the color, you can change the size. If you get the Pro version, why aren't you working? There you go. You can edit more than just these things here, but there's still a ton of stuff you can throw on the date. You can pick and choose what happens when you click on the clock, if it takes you to your alarm application, or if it takes you to your calendar. You can choose that stuff. So this is a good one to have, and it's free, and it's not complicated. See, and I would need to shrink it down a little bit because it's cutting the 9 off a little bit. But you can make it as big as you want, because that's the best thing about, one of the best things about Android is to be able to customize the home screen the way you want, and to be able to throw in a super large clock is a must-have for, you know, someone that can't see very well. So if you don't want to mess with creating your own clocks and getting into learning a whole bunch of different, you know, it's pretty complicated application, widget. You can use this one here, and this one works just as well. Gives you that nice big clock. You just don't have full range of customization that you do with the widget. Now, the other question was regarding my lock screen, and this is a different one, different lock screen than I had on in that video. But I wanted to point out something. The gentleman said that he had just picked up the Galaxy S5, which is running basically the same version of Android that I'm using here, and he didn't like the lock screen. He didn't like this lock screen. And I think part of the problem is the clock is too small, and I don't like that either. I need a big clock so that when I need to check the time, I don't have to pull out my magnifier to see what time it is. So one thing you could do is, if you press on here and pull down, you get the little edit button, and you can click on that, and you can come in here and you can choose a larger clock. Hit the wrong one. There we go, there's a larger clock. So now we go back, and it's a little bit larger. Now it's not quite as large as I would like. So one thing you can do is if you come in here and come into your settings, and we need to go to lock screen. In here you can customize the widgets on your lock screen, which is what that clock was. Now you have a spot here that says multiple widgets. We want to click on that. And now if we go back to our lock screen, you see my big clock that's on my home screen is now on my lock screen. And the way you can get that is if you pull down again on the widget. Let me get it here. There we go. You can slide over to the left or the right and you can add a new widget. So you can go through here and find what you want. And like here's the clock Q. Clock Q large. I think that's what we want. Click on that. And there we go. Now we've got that large clock. And it's not the same one. Whoops. Now this one, once again, I would need to shrink it down a little bit because it's still a little too large for my screen. But now you can get this big clock on there as well, and that's really cool. I actually like that. I might keep that. So that's one way to get a large clock on your lock screen. Now if you really want the lock screen that I was using, let's go in here. It's called Android L lock screen. This is the lock screen of the newest version of Android. Okay, so now we're into the settings for that lock screen, and you can enable it in here, and you can change the background. And in this section here, blacklist apps on lock screen. This is important because on the lock screen you receive notifications, and right now it's set up to receive notifications from everything. And so you're always going to have this huge list of notifications, and it's little things like, you know, the settings or the camera. It's stuff that you don't really need on there. So I would go in here into the blacklist applications, and I would uncheck everything that you don't want to get notifications from. I don't need to get notifications from my dialer, you know, or my camera. I just want them from email, text messaging, if I miss a call, and you know, that's about it really. I don't need all that other stuff. So I would go in here and uncheck all these things, or actually check the ones that I don't want. That's how it works. But I'll take a look at this lock screen. And this is nice because it has a large clock, so it's easy to read, it's got the date, and to unlock the device you just swipe up. Very simple. Works well. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully that has answered the questions that I received about my home screen clock and my lock screen. If you own an Android device, be sure to check out my other channel. It's devoted strictly to Android, and I've got over 150 videos on that channel talking about custom applications, custom ROMs, putting on, you know, how to hack your phone and your tablet to get better speed and battery life, you know, tons and tons and tons of stuff. So check it out. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching. This is Sam with The Blind Spot. I'll see you next time.